It's waifu time! My waifu, not yours, get that right. Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the Max Factory DOA5 last round Kasumi in the C2 Custom 2 refined version. Bruh, what a title. No, this is the new version of a very old figure that came out like, I don't even know, years ago, even maybe like a decade ago. So I had this figure for a long time and I did not do a review yet because I never knew if I would actually take it out of the box. So after thinking about it for this long, I have decided to still not take it out of the box. Goodbye everybody! No, but seriously, I'm gonna review this now. Let's go. Ah, yes, I looked it up. Originally released in 2004, so it's been a while. Max Factory, new version, refined. Have a look at the size real quick. She stands with the base, 21.5 centimeters to the top of the head. If we're distracting the base, that's 21. Distracting, that's not the word I was looking for. 8 and 6 inches tall, so that's just like 8.3 without the base. With the base, without the base. So overall look and detail of the figure, I'm gonna have the old one in here. Haha, just to see what has changed, what is new, what is old. And in order to do so, I'm gonna get in close with the camera. The first thing you might notice is that the new one has like a mirror plate base. Then, obviously the added detail is all the cherry blossom flower designs that goes on throughout all her kind of pads that are on her legs and hands. Like, obviously, okay, this one's old, so got a little bit of yellowing on there. And the stockings are both super shiny, which is kind of weird, but hey, it looks good on a figure. Then you have the boobs, those are the same. Even though are those a little bit more rounded, or not, just imagining that. Also, you got the eyes on here, which are shiny. They weren't shiny on the old one, and I don't really know why they made that, but that's just kind of weird. Other than that, paint is a bit different and it looks a little bit cleaner. You have the gold, which was just yellow on the old one. You got that in gold on the armband over here. And then there's the butt. The white hanging off. Actually, let me have a look at the butt. There's the butt with some cherry blossoms on there. No cherry blossoms on this one. Although have the shading, and then on the back, you got the logo. Surprisingly, the sword on the back almost looks identical. I don't really see that much of a difference, obviously, other than the new one being a bit more shiny because it's new. The hair is nicely shaded on this one, on the new one, but it's also not bad on the old one. It's just not as clean, not as nicely done, but still, you got shading on both of these. Also, this hair is a lot more orangey, and this one, well, it's still kind of orangey, but going more into the brown. Figma Jalter, Figma Kasumi, based on the exact same design, the Griffin Enterprises Kasumi, and Stone Collectibles Dark Side. But I don't just want to compare her, I want to have a full review of this figure. Now, starting off with the face sculpt, this one is labeled as DOA5, which is a lie. She has the anime face with the big anime eyes, which was special to the old school figure, and that's really what they're doing here. They're just taking the label of like, well, any DOA we can get, so, oh, 5? Okay, it's 5 then. It doesn't matter, like, this is not a realistic look for Kasumi, this is the old school. Well, it wasn't even like that in the game, but they made the anime design, which is fine. She did not have that in the games, but in a lot of other media, you know what I'm talking about. Has kind of like a kissy face and a stubby nose, and as I mentioned, the shiny eyes, which I don't really agree. It looks kind of weird. I would have preferred the eyes not to be reflecting so much. I guess it made them stand out a little bit, but I don't know. Don't like it that much. Hair sculpt, it's very nicely detailed. There's tons of strains going down over here, and also the shading on it is fantastic. There's different layers, kind of like more darker. Gets a little bit brighter, and when it's curled here, when it kind of goes off the shoulder, gets a little bit darker again, and on the head itself, there's like a bright line going on throughout it, has the ear poking out, and it looks overall very good, very nice. Has the red choker also. Paint on this one is clean. Whew, thanks, because I'll talk about the price point at a later point. Boobs! There goes the monetization for this video, but it is DOA. This is very important, so I'll leave that in focus for another couple of seconds. Very, very nice. Have also some side boobage over there. And the entire, they're really like a little bit squished together, but that's the nature of the pose. Speaking of the pose, it's very seductive, obviously, and that's really what got this figure over back in the day. I remember everybody talking about this one, and I was so hyped when they said they would do a newer version. The entire outfit is also shiny, as you can tell, which is not realistic in the slightest, but it does look for a nice, does make for a nice looking figure. You got the symbol in the back with a bunch of different smaller ones in the top. You have the sword peeking out over here, the sword which she never really uses in the game. Has like a small red dot up there, and the golden handle with these kind of strings hanging down. Actually real string, and this one is just golden plastic though. That's not real string. But regardless of that, there's the butt with the nice cherry blossoms on there. This is definitely cherry blossoms all over with some red, and goes into a little shade of pink on the tips. Also, like the red on the sides has some black spots, like really dark spots, which is almost black where it's kind of folded. And it's Pantsu time. Well, that's all you get for the Pantsu. I don't want to stretch this too much because I don't want to break this off. But yeah, it's peeking out over there. Big, big thighs also. Then you got the detail, as I mentioned, the added detail. You got also in the front pads for her arms, which is molded on there. You can actually feel this. It's not just painted on. Then you got the nice red shading under it, which is, it makes it look really cool how this white detail is standing out. And under it you have the different colors, which very good look, very nice. You have the one stocking which she pulls up oh so famously. As I move down, both stockings, very, very, very shiny. And a couple of line work over here, a little bit of wrinkles down to her shoes, sandals, whatever you want to call this. Have the rope going around it and the paint on here. I thought the brown seems like the paint is laid on a little bit thick, which again, this figure was expensive. Then you got the same artwork that we got on the pads over here. Same with the shading. And just, it looks really nice. That's all I can say about it. And the peg holes for the base, which we already had a look at. But if you want to look at it again, it's a mirror. Right there. That's my camera. And whatever you can see in there, you're not supposed to see. Moving on. Final thoughts, and that brings me immediately to the price point. This figure retailed in Japan for around 16,000 yen, which roughly is translated into 130 euros, 120, 125 dollars. So it's an expensive one. That being said, is it worth it? Oh, it's hard to not be biased because I love Kasumi, and this was a highly anticipated figure for me. I mean, I didn't even want to take it out of the box, and I usually take stuff out of the box, but I was just like, it's so precious, maybe I don't want to take it out. So I don't know, like, I love this figure, and I think it's very nicely done. It's very shiny, it's very seductive, it's very sexy, has tons of detail on it, and actually, if you like Kasumi, if you like this pose, or if you just like sexy figures, I think this one is still worth your money. And I guess that's gonna do it. As usual, thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Kasumi wants. I'll just take her with me right now, and